AITA for threatening to break up with my GF over kicking my niece out. Original post, December 20th, 2024. My brother passed away in a car accident 2 months ago. After he passed away, I took responsibility of his daughter. But for some reasons, my GF doesn't like it. For some backstory, my brother and I both raised my niece together. He had her when he was only 17, and I was 19 back then. Her mom left both her daughter, now 14, and my brother and basically just disappeared. I think she was 23 or 24. Anyway, my brother took responsibility of his child, and I helped him raise her. My brother would often joke about that she's our daughter. God damn, I miss him so much. I spoiled her a lot. My brother restricted her. He didn't let her eat chocolates or buy her games, but she would always come to her uncle and I would spoil her. I miss those days. Anyway, after my brother passed away, I took my niece under my care. I am still going through legal guardianship paperwork, but yeah, I am going to raise her. Problem for me is that my GF told me yesterday she doesn't like that my niece is living with us. She said she doesn't want her responsible for a 14-year-old, and she is amicing with our love life. I asked her what she meant by that. My GF said she's been sleeping in our bed. I said that is a normal grieving process for a child who lost her only parent. There is nothing wrong with her hugging me or finding comfort in me. She said she doesn't want her to sleep with us. I said it's only been 2 months. Give her some time. If rubbing her back or massaging her head helps her fall asleep instead of crying, then that is good for her. What would she say if we had a daughter and focused on comforting our daughter instead of focusing on you? She said that would be different because she would be our daughter. I got angry and said that if she doesn't like my niece staying with me until she finds her peace, then we should break up. I told her currently I am her safe place, and she's practically my daughter. I raised her. I share blood with her, and now she needs me. My GF started crying. I comforted her and said I am sorry for being so direct, but I found what she said a bit offensive and rude to help her. I will hire a maid, but please give her some time and show empathy towards a child. My GF has been angry at me since yesterday. She only talks to me when I talk to her, and she's completely ignoring my niece, and my niece is asking me if she said something wrong to my GF. I said she's just stressed, but I am wondering why my GF is reacting like this. Did I offend her? I don't really want to break up with her, but if I have to choose between them, I will choose to help my niece for now. AITA has no consensus bot. OOP received the majority of NTAs. Hop comments. Comment her 1. Honestly, there is no saving the relationship. Even if GF backs down and accepts your niece to your face, she will make your niece feel unwelcome and unwanted when you aren't around. From this point forward, your GF shouldn't be trusted alone with your niece. Comment her 2. Yeah, she's already openly icing the kid out. Things are only going to escalate from here, and Oki needs to keep a very close eye on the situation and make sure that niece knows that she can tell him if GF starts mistreating her behind his back. Though personally, I just end things and be done with this unkind person. Comment her 3. OP. The sad reality is that your girlfriend just told you that she doesn't want this life, and that is going to make her resent your niece, who is now your daughter, which will lead to her treating your daughter like mess. And I mean, she already is treating her like mess. It's time to accept reality. Your girlfriend does not want to help raise your daughter. Again, it's time to start seeing her as your daughter, because you are a single dad now. She's not all in, which means you have to be all out. Your daughter comes first, now and forever. It's time you accepted that. NTH. WIBTA. If you continued this relationship, though. Update December 21st, 2024, next day. I am so surprised that my post blew up and so many people dropped their opinions and thoughts and still commenting on my post. I thank you all, and those who were asking. I have been with my GF for 3 years. I also confess that I am in the wrong by not having a clear discussion with my GF, and those who were saying my niece should not be sleeping with us instead. I should have got her own bed or stay with until she falls asleep. I already tried that. Initially, she was sleeping alone, But she would wake up at night, and I had to go to her and console her. She started sleeping with us because she was constantly afraid. It's trauma. She's only 14. To be honest, I don't care if she is sleeping by my side. She had only one parent. I was just a fill-in, and she lost her parents, and she's an orphan now. She can sleep by me as long as it helps her. I think it's too soon to pressure her. I went to my GF and said we need to have an honest and open discussion and decide what we should do next. I apologized to her for not thinking about how she would feel, but I didn't have a choice. I had to bring my niece in. I also have to worry about all the legal paperwork, her school, my brother's assets, and other paperwork. My GF said she doesn't want my niece to live with us, and she has tolerated it for long enough. I said I understand, but it's kind of unfair that you would be so cruel to a child, and I expected that my partner to help me when I am going through so much legal work and care for my niece and work. I wanted your support. She said she will support me, but she doesn't want to live with a 14-year-old and care for her. Either I choose my niece or her. I explained to her that I understand your frustration, and as much as I want to choose you, I cannot. You already know that I also have raised her, and now she has lost her father, only I can help her. She has nowhere else to go except my old parents, but they can barely help themselves. She started crying and said I am not her first priority. I said I am sorry, but I have no choice. I have been in her life ever since she was born. Not only am I attached to her, I am also related to her by blood. Now that her father is no more, she's mine and I have become a parent. It's difficult, but I have no other choice. My GF hacked her bag and she left before leaving. She said we should take our time and think this through and see if we can overcome this. We both decided that we will stay in contact and discuss in future. When my niece came back from school, she asked where my GF is. I said she went to her parents. My niece started crying and started blaming herself. She said she is the reason why my life is falling apart, and she doesn't have any parents. I guess she picked it up after my GF gave her silent treatment. I comforted her and said that it's not her fault, and as long as I am with her, she doesn't have to worry about anything. She's going to stay with me from now on. She calmed down and I took her out to her favorite restaurant, but I don't feel good at all. I am happy that I choose my niece over everything else, but I also lost my love, which makes me so very angry and sad. Relevant comments. Commenter 1. I know it doesn't feel like it now, but the trash just took itself out. Good luck. Oh, Okie. Downvoted. I won't lie. I don't really feel good about how you are insulting my love by calling her trash, and others insulting her by calling her names. I also understand what she's feeling, but she is oblivious to how I feel. She isn't trash, just stressed and a bad partner. But if I have to choose a partner over my niece, I will choose my niece again and again. Just don't like the way you and others describe her. Uki responds to the detail of his ex-girlfriend being uncomfortable with the current living situation for his niece. Uki, assuming that my GF's main problem is that my nieces find comfort by my side and sleeping next to me, then that is a stupid reason to throw the whole relationship away. My niece is too young and is going through a lot. In time, she will recover, and as she recovers, I have plans to get her into therapy. Right now, I am too overwhelmed managing everything. But if that's my GF's only issue, we can work through this. But I was assuming that my GF wanted me to kick my niece out, which is impossible. She's basically my child now. I guess our priorities change. TBH, I never expected that I would lose my love. But the way she's speaking, she doesn't want to be in my niece's life. And I will 100% choose my niece over anything and everything else. I have no choice but to be responsible of my niece. After paperworks are done, she will officially become my child. There are only two ways we can go through with this. Either she is okay with this change or we break up. Unlike her, I don't have a choice. I will do water right for my child. Not even sure if I should call her my niece or my child. Anyway, I should have another honest, open conversation with my GF to understand each other, and if we should part ways. Comment her too. It sounds like your priorities are correct. I don't think you're going to end up happy with anyone who doesn't share. or at least understand and accept those priorities. Oh, Oki. I know that I am doing the right thing by taking care of my niece. Even if I am her uncle, I am her parent now. I will prioritize her well-being over mine. But the thing is, it's kind of difficult for me. Taking care of my niece, losing my brother, taking care of his belongings, and going through legal and different paperworks. And on top of that, I broke up with the woman I was in love with. I didn't like the way people were calling her names. But I guess they are right. My GF didn't support me no matter how many excuses I make for her. She also emotionally mistreated my niece by giving her silent treatment. I think I will just focus on my niece's well-being and put everything behind me. She comes first and always did. Before my GF held even my brother, I will just put my hesitation behind and care for the child I am responsible of